we are back. Welcome back to the Nick Hall Comedy Podcast. I am your host, Nick Hall, and to the left of me, as usual,
Josh Griffey,
and today,
co-host Supreme.
Yeah,
you're just gonna cut off my things.
You're gonna cut me off.
Oh, that's
what you were doing.
Well, I mean, I was talking when you talk, so
that's today we have
Good
a very just keep talking while I'm talking. This is going well. God, Team Nick is so strong right
Time
now.
out. Start again.
No, I'm not starting again. Here we go. To my left, Josh Griffey, who is just a huge asshole that no one likes, Team Nick. And we have a very special guest in studio. And God, Griffey just won't let me get this fucking out, will you? We have a very special guest in studio today, Alex Dandino.
Hey guys.
All right.
Hi, friends.
Well, let's just kick this off. Let's find out why Alex is a special guest.
Yeah, let's find that out.
Let's find out. So,
you guys have any idea?
Your mother sure cares about your education.
your mama sure does.
Your mother sure cares about your
education.
Well,
I'll start with a light introduction. Okay. Alex is a fellow. You went to Ball State, right?
2 years.
Yeah, that's
a mighty Cardinal sign.
Ball State guys here, so that's like, right away when I found that I was like, hey, he probably doesn't suck totally,
Not totally.
But we just had Alex out the other day to film a couple of new Kent Murphy videos.
Yep.
So he's like the
Director
newest.
Supreme.
He's only the second person to ever direct a Kent Murphy video.
It's rare.
That's a little piece of trivia for you. Little piece of trivia for you.
Cool.
So what else do you do, Alex? Tell the people.
Oh man, I work in production. That's how Griffey and I met back up, and then I also write comic books, and I write movies, and I direct other stuff besides Kent Murphy videos.
Combs his hair all the time.
Basically, what I think basically what he's trying to say is that like he does real shit with his time, and then we called him up. We're like, hey, do you want to come direct like these two just retarded videos that we thought of?
Yeah.
And he was like, whatever, dude.
I just spilled water on camera. Yeah. I just spilled a bunch of water.
Griffey and I we had warm palms after Alex agreed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Went skiing a little bit.
Ski.
It was I just you guys know probably so many more people than I do. I couldn't believe I was I can't be the only person.
Can we cue the Depeche Mode?
We called him up. We're like,
cue the Depeche Mode.
Dandino, we're desperate. We literally asked 48 people, and they're all fucking busy. Like,
we were trying to pay hobos outside of 7-Eleven.
We don't want you for this, but goddamn it, we don't have a choice.
Do it.
Right. Well, what were your first impressions of Kent?
I thought, I had watched the videos, and I obviously was a little intimidated. I'm a little intimidated just because, like, the following and the actual, like,
it's big time
I don't know
shit.
how you say it, like, the mythos of Kent Murphy seems to be, like, pretty decent-sized fan base. So I'm more nervous about, like, I was more nerve-wracking, like, working with an established character, because that's one thing I've never done, and two, like, directing comedy is just not something that I've done a lot of. So,
oh, great!
We made a great choice.
Great.
So you guys are idiots for hiring me.
So when the angry 13-year-olds start tweeting us, we're just like, this guy, Dandino.
And who's that guy?
To top it all off, too, it wasn't really like it wasn't a conventional Kent Murphy episode. It was actually two special episodes that we're going to try to get out next month. We did two videos. It's pretty exciting. I got some shit on Twitter about it too, and I'm gonna
tell them.
Oh, I'm gonna talk. Yeah. We got so I was on Twitter one day a month or so ago, and Jen Schroeder and Amanda Scarborough hit me up, and I had no idea who they were, and then I just Googled their names, and I found
obviously they're women athletes.
I know, right? but no, like if you Google their names, it's like this intimidating list of like real life accomplishments.
Yeah.
That both of them have, like they were. Amanda played for Texas A&M. She was a pitcher, and she was like, she told me her first game she ever pitched in college, she threw a fucking no-hitter. Like, oh.
Well, I mean, yeah, throwing at women.
Cool. and shut up. And we'll get to that later. You fucking dunce. And Jen played for UCLA, and she has like 4 sisters that all played Division I softball. Like she's just
even Team USA.
Yeah,
right?
Team
One of them was on Team USA, right?
And
Katie Schroeder.
Yeah.
And well, I think both of them, if I remember correctly, were actually slated to be on one of the Team USA's right before they cut softball from the Olympics, and so that was like
Which
dream gone. But still, like, you Google their names and it's just like it's like somebody looking right back in you in the eyes, being like, "You're a loser. You're a loser. You're a loser."
And you're like, "I'm only reading this in my underwear because my Pornhub's down." Like, Jesus.
Like these people have really accomplished things with their life. These people really, and it's
Whatever.
like,
I play softball every
and so
Tuesday,
so they hit me up on Twitter and they're like, "Hey, we want Kent to do a softball video," and of course, Original's like, "Well, Kent would never fucking do that."
Right.
And then I watched videos of her pitching, and I was like, "Well, now I got to take this shit on. Now I got to try it out." And of course, Griffey was like, "Yeah, I can fucking do it." And
I did it. For the record, I did it.
So called.
It was.
I stood in the box against a feared female softball player. No training, like only been on a diet of chili cheese burritos and cheap beer for like 3 weeks. No swings even.
I'm gonna say
I came in there and I barreled up 2 balls, and I fouled a tip like several. So that's pretty good.
So after we filmed the other day, I tweeted out. Kent tweeted out that he had filmed with them today, and like all these little shitheads got on Twitter and they're like, why is Kent fucking playing softball?
Seriously?
Blah blah blah. You know.
Come on.
These kids,
And I'll tell you,
Get over
I'm
it,
going to tell you
guys.
this, and Griffey, he'll check his ego for just like 1 second.
No, he won't.
This fake ego that he has, it's like not.
This completely falsified.
Yeah, not based in fact in any
I can't help it that
in
I
any
can't help it
way.
that every day I wake up to
But
2
like,
8-foot tall mirrors.
I went into it thinking like my very first idea when they were like, let's make a video. My very first idea was like, I can't wait to fucking take some hacks off these girls and just crunch some fucking dingers, right? And then you get out there and you realize, A, they don't suck. Like, they're really good. And B, like, Amanda throws, I don't know.
It was scary.
She was like, I'm just throwing slow today. And it was like 89 miles an hour or something.
Yeah.
Like, equivalent. You know?
I mean, they were also
What did she say?
using
She was like, I'm at like 80% today.
Yeah.
And it was still like, what, 70 miles? It was very
I mean,
fast.
it was nasty.
Let's not assume she wasn't tooting her own horn.
So
a
to
little.
all you little shitheads out there that were like, well, I can't play, like, go try to hit a legitimate
It was legit.
softball pitcher at any
Like I did.
collegiate
I just
level.
tried.
Well,
It's
when
tough.
they were,
I guarantee you won't
I
touch
think
it.
it was right before we did the second Ken Murphy video when they were warming up. Like me and Scott, who was the sound guy, me and Scott like got right behind. Oh my
Jen.
God, Jen, thank you. We got right behind Jen, just to get a nice shot of like Amanda pitching.
Ballsy
and
shot.
like I was just like, I'm taking my life into my hands. Like not only am I taking like this camera,
If she hit you in the head, you'd be more.
like it'd be
stump
dead.
retarded.
Like there's just no
Honest to
question
God,
about
when
it.
Griffey and I were watching the footage yesterday, it was like, that's the ballsiest shot. Because we did one time, a video where Chucky was like pitching to me, I think it was. And Heath was standing. When Heath was doing, he was standing right behind home plate, and Chucky's just like lobbing him in, you know. And Heath like the whole time was like, I don't know about this shot, I don't know about it. And I was like, please get it. I was like, I'll just reach up and catch it, and well, Chucky throws one, and I missed it, and Heath's just standing there with the camera like this, and it just drills him right in the stomach. I mean, it couldn't have been more than 40 miles an hour, and he was still like, like I can't imagine like one of Amanda's pitches going straight and just
It would have been.
and just catching you right in the eye. Like,
I feel like it would have caught the camera and put the camera just through my eye, like Final Destination style.
you would have been
just-
looking like Travis Snyder all weekend.
Oh yeah,
I gotta
looks
say
bad.
though, we'll get to Travis Snyder's weak ass, but I just gotta say, man, like I just can't wait for the minions, my dark minions of Team Griff, to see the vid. Of all Team
I
Griff,
can't
barreling up the ball.
You mean the third
You
video?
didn't, but you don't know what.
you rowing.
I'm
a
100%.
hit off of this broad with no training.
I'm 100% positive you do not know what barreling up a ball means.
Yeah,
because
ball
you've been
hits the barrel, barreled up.
No. Barreling up means that you square it and hit it solid.
I think I did.
Just because you tip one off the end of the bat, that's not barreling the ball up.
Well, the video will show.
Well, the video is going to show you how.
I just noticed
how
there,
fucking
there was
stupid
no,
you are.
There was no burnt leather on Nick's bat.
I want to see. I want to see actually the slow mo footage of you hitting that ball because I feel like it might have hit the dirt before it hit you.
I don't want to talk
It
about
did
it.
hit the dirt, but that's
did?
illegal if it doesn't hit the plate.
Okay.
You know what? Let's just shut up about it because we have
You
video.
know the greats Ichiro, Vlad Guerrero. Joe
After
Griffey.
we air these two softball videos, we're gonna put up the actual video of Griffey and I taking some real cuts. And
It was scary, man.
and I'm gonna tell you, Team Griffey is just gonna take a fucking nosedive that day because they're gonna be like, I don't want to back a liar.
There was
You know?
one.
They'll just be like, he clearly defeated Nick, and I think defeated the notion of women's sports.
There was
Again.
one. It was right after you hit the ball. There was the cut you took right after you hit the ball. least 2 seconds behind the pitch. Like it hit the mid, and then you swung.
To overcome my amazing athleticism, they developed a fucking system of like trickery and chicanery of like moving the glove around and trying to throw it high and tight and jit me instead of
you
bringing
mean
a heater down the
are you talking about pitching?
Yeah, pitching.
You mean
like regular pitching?
Well, you know what a man would do. A man would barrel up and see. I'm just gonna keep.
He has no idea what barrel up means.
Barrel up with his guns and just fucking hum one right down the middle, heater every time.
Spoken like a true asshole.
Yeah, just dare me to hit it right down the middle, heater. He just knew I was loaded up, ready.
Oh my god.
All that really matters, maybe I didn't defeat all of women's sports and the notion of it, but I definitely defeated Nick. And that was my big deal.
My hate for you is just at an all-time high right now. Like,
hate yourself, dude.
It was it was a very fun day.
It was a lot of fun actually, and I think you're gonna really like the videos. They're pretty funny, and like these girls are legit. Like I can't stress that enough. Like
terrifying.
They can play on my slow pitch team on Tuesday anytime they want.
Yeah. Like when I first started talking to them, they're like, "Did you play baseball?" And I was like, "Yeah, I fucking played. Like I was pretty good." And I was pretty good in high school, and like I was like pretty good. And then because I was thinking like I'm gonna get out there and be like, I'll be as good as them. Nah, not even close.
No, they were
not even close.
Finely tuned athletes. Like all of them are just.
And Jen's sister showed up, Katie. That she played at UCLA too, I think,
and on Team USA.
Yeah,
she was on Team USA, right?
And she was on Team USA.
Fourth friend Morgan. They have a website you guys should all check out. Do them the favor. IamThePackage.com. I checked. It's actually not porn, but you'll still be pleasantly surprised at what's going to be.
Yeah, they're pretty legit. And like Katie was like, she was solid with the bat.
Yeah. Like that bunting thing.
Shooting. She tried to lure Kent Murphy.
Yeah, well,
that's not. I'm not going to give that away.
Yeah, let's not do some spoiler alerts here.
To Mark Ruffalo all the time.
Yeah, right. Oh man!
Just the whole quit talking, Ruffalo.
Ruffalo, shut up. Yeah. All right. Let's move on. That's enough. That's enough Kent Murphy talk for the day. I'm tired of hearing Griffey just tell lies to all you guys and ruin this podcast.
Ball don't lie, dude. Ball don't lie.
It sure doesn't, and neither does the video.
Can't wait.
Because I'm not doing any.
I'm
pretty excited to see it.
I almost just don't want to edit it at all and just
can't wait.
Just show rough. It's gonna be like the Zapruder film.
Zapruder film in the way of Nick's just gonna keep watching it. Like, how did I not?
If you want to see Griffey whiff again, just back and to the left.
Shit.
Back and to the left.
Probably almost 50% contact, including foul balls. We're just gonna get scientific.
I wouldn't go 50%.
Okay, what we've learned today so far, Griffey has no idea what barreling it up means, and he also can't do math. So,
did I not go to my men's Tuesday league softball like I said and crush it?
You did crush a homer.
Speaking of idiots, let's talk about Mike Pineda.
Oh, we got 3 softball idiots this week. I'd love to talk about them. Mike Pineda.
Mike Pineda.
So, for the listeners who aren't familiar, pitcher for the Yankees, right? Last week.
Did you see
against
this?
The Red Sox.
I watched it like 40 times when I got home.
So last week he pitched against the Red Sox, and he just had goop everywhere. Forearm, wrist, hand, was switching it all around, and then like the 5th inning, it disappears. Idiot. Right? And the Red Sox didn't go out.
They didn't say anything.
Everybody knows people do it, essentially, and they were trying to be cool about it, right? So they asked him after the game, like, what happened? Like, why'd you have the pine tar? Like, we could see it on camera. He's like, nope. It's like, I just sweat a lot. I got dirt on my hand. And they're like,
it's that Dominican sweat.
Yeah, they're like, well, no, that's impossible. But, like, unless you're, like, Man-Thing or Swamp Thing, like, from comic book lore, like, they're the only ones that kind of sweat dirt.
Yeah,
like, that's their thing. But whatever, so they let him go. So sure enough, he goes to Boston. Next start is also against the
by the way, Red Sox. It's like 2 weeks later. Like, fresh in everyone's mind.
Comes out for the first inning. He's all clean, hasn't broke a sweat yet. Dominican sweat, as they call it now, I'm sure. Comes out for the second inning. Neck just slathered.
Just drenched.
Still not sweaty, by the way. But this is just...
Well, that's the thing of it. Like, okay, so it's against the rules of baseball to have pine tar.
Yeah, so Farrell went out challenged. He gets tossed in the second inning. And now it's like a big thing. Girardi's like, well, whatever. Like, people do it.
It was probably my favorite ejection of all time, though, because he was just literally like...
Well, here's the thing about it is, okay, so it's against the rules of baseball, but after that first game, like even Big Papi was like, look, every pitcher does it. Like, we get it. It's for grip. Like it's not like they're using it to throw palm or spitballs or whatever. It's just for grip, right? And so they're like, that's why we didn't go out, And then he comes back like the next game and just if you're gonna cheat, just do it well.
Yeah.
Like don't
be a bad
He just
cheater.
comes out with it on his neck.
All on his neck. And he knows that every
it's
camera
so obvious.
is like scouring him.
Well, you can see what's his name? What's the Red Sox manager's name?
Farrell.
Farrell. You could see him like just in the dugout being like, "God damn it!"
No, he just
like,
had the arms.
It's just like, now I actually have to say something.
He's
Yeah,
like,
no,
yeah.
he turned into Joe Pesci. He's just like, you motherfucker. Motherfucker.
You motherfucker.
He's like,
Oh
you
my!
disrespect my game, you motherfucker. And he like goes storming out there, but
Yeah, and he gave him like an extra inning too. And he's like, I'm gonna let it ride. If he
no,
comes,
that's the thing. He didn't have it on in the first inning. He smeared
What
it
was
on
the third
before
inning when he
went
got kicked out?
Second.
Was it the
He
second?
went out for the
Okay.
second inning and was like just slathered up. But the best thing I heard was on MLB Network where they're like, you know, the Yankees like they wear dark black belts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just put it on your belt and like that's
Well,
fine.
it's like we were talking about earlier, like the dude from Major League, the old pitcher, like
Yeah.
he's got it everywhere. He's got but he's never just like, I'll just put a little here and just be a fucking idiot for a while.
Why wouldn't you put it behind your ear? Like
There's a million
There's
places.
just a billion
You know
and
what
one
I do
places.
if I'm a pitcher, dude? I just fucking slather up the shaft of my junk with it.
But it's like
And
that.
so everyone just thinks I'm adjusting cup right, and if they get my clever ruse, that ump's got to come out and tug on me a little bit
But
to
then,
fucking
like,
see if I'm cheating.
A couple of my friends like on Facebook are big Yankees fans like all the fucking
They bought a hat at a lid
Yankees fans.
somewhere,
Yeah,
and they're
like
I'm in.
Yeah, like after like the whole 96 to 2000 run, they're like, "Oh, I like the Yankees now because they won 4 out of 5." Yeah, you know. But they were like, "Oh, Farrell's like such a bitch, dude. Why would he rat him out or whatever?" And it's like, here's why: because he fucking like walked out just blatantly cheating right in front of like with it in his face one game, and Farrell was like,
In Boston,
and Farrell was
Fenway.
Yeah,
Farrell
in
was
Fenway's
cool.
not cool.
And Farrell was cool enough to be like, you know what, dude, I'm gonna let you have this one. But then he comes back out with like the audacity to fucking like just
yeah.
make it even more obvious the second time. And Farrell's like, fuck it, dude.
If Farrell
You're
didn't
gone.
go out there and that Pineda would have gone on to pitch,
Would've just kept going.
All those dirty Southies like in Affleck movies in the stands would have just been freaking out.
Oh
like,
my God.
I'm gonna beat his wicked face in.
He's got fucking pointer right there on his neck.
Yeah.
You would have heard him screaming, "That's fucking Pinter!
Come
yeah.
on, Farrell.
Pinter!
Don't be a fucking loser, Farrell. Kick him out. You know. And then the
Dude,
the
the
umps.
Southies would have lost it.
the
man.
best was,
Farrell
like,
was
the-
in a corner.
The umps went out there and they were like, they went through the whole procedure, like, let's see the glove and the ball.
Yeah.
And I think Pineda for a minute was like, I'm going to get away with this. Holy shit. And then finally the ump goes,
That's why I
There
said,
you
dude,
go.
I just put it in my junk so the ump's got to reach down
Did
my
you-
pants and embarrass himself.
I really liked when the ump approached the mound and Jeter walked up with that big shit-eating grin on his face. I'm like,
What?
yeah,
What?
you handle this one, All-Star. Yeah, I'm sure everyone will be all right with it.
yeah.
He's like, oh, Boston never gave me my farewell gift. Like, how about this one? This will be
How
it.
about that? You know, these guys. Oh, you're gonna do that? All right, cool. Sorry, that's fine. That's fine.
What an idiot.
Idiot.
Yeah. And he got his 10-game suspension, so
Yeah.
he'll miss 2 starts.
He said he's not gonna appeal it either.
Yeah,
so.
no shit.
Well, a lot of guys
Actually,
just,
I would've
a lot of
really
guys
liked to
just
see
appeal
him
the
appeal.
suspension just so they can get like one more start in or something. But
if I was him, like, I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like, it's like just an institutional like mind boggler.
Baseball-
like how this has been allowed to happen. It's so stupid.
Well, Girardi was like, he's really ashamed and he's really embarrassed for his teammates. I'm like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Obviously, this guy is very embarrassed.
Oh,
He
yeah.
got caught cheating.
that's the thing. Like, I'm not even against like pitchers using it because like it's, you know, like they just use it for grip. But
Yeah.
I don't think they should make it legal because then the guys will start using it to fuck with the
Whatever
ball
you
and stuff
give
like
them,
that.
They're going to go
Just-
2 steps further.
Just
so
keep it
I
illegal
get it.
and keep it like that gentleman's agreement where it's like the umpire's like, if I can't see it, you're good.
Hide it in your
You know
cup,
what I mean?
guys.
Yeah.
Like just keep
Just
it
be
like
cool.
that.
Just for the season, grow out your ball throw, hide it in your cup. You know what I mean? It's like a sponge
I
in
gotta go
your,
gird
in
up.
your trousers. You
I
know
gotta
what
go
I mean?
gird up my loins.
There's not an ump in the world that wants to stick his 4 fingers in there so that every
true.
time he calls a strike, he has to like get that whiff.
Oh yeah, dude.
Is it like the finger swings past his
Well,
nose?
who
Like,
was
there's
that
not an ump
one?
in the world that's gonna
That
do
one
that to you.
pitcher that used to. God, it was like back in the early '90s, late '80s, but he used to just like smear. I think it's like Vaseline all over the back of his pants.
Yeah.
And he was always just like, I just got butt sweat.
Yeah, butt sweat.
Like, and you'd see the back of his pants, and it just looked like he fucking pissed himself.
Yeah.
Like the biggest piss of mankind. And he's like, yeah, it's just my butt sweat. And
Butt sweats, bro.
I can't remember who
But
it
that's
was.
what I mean. Were there any umps fucking cheeking him up? You know
No.
what I mean? Making sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. You put it in a sensitive area. The umps are going to leave that.
Fast
That's
away.
what you do. It's like either ball throw, ass crack, nipples. Like, so the ump's got to like kind of make himself a gif. You know what I mean? To get in there and see if you're doing this.
You got to
right.
give him something to want, you know?
Exactly.
But it's like, I mean, it's like, I can't tell you how many tests I cheated on in high school. Probably almost all of them. Like, I found a way to cheat most of the tests.
I thought that was the test. It's like, we're not testing you in math, we're
that's,
testing you in life
That's a thing,
skills.
but that's like me walking in with, like this list of answers and just holding it up like this and being like, yep, that's A. You know?
Hey,
like you
Mr.
put it
Robinson,
in the,
is this cool with you? No, all right.
Yeah,
then.
you put it in the back of like your scientific calculator and you're like, I'm just typing. You find a way to fucking hide it.
It's
and
like,
they don't mess with you.
It's like asking a teacher for the answers to the test.
Hey, yo, teach, what's number 2, dog? All right, thanks, bub.
Got it,
You're
thanks.
suspended again. Cool, schools are scams. I'm joining the workforce. You're 10. I don't care.
Whole family's been digging ditches since the 40s, you know what I mean?
I know my place in this world.
I'm out.
There should be more of that.
I'm outta here.
I wish more teachers would crush the souls of small children early.
You know, we had a kid
saying.
in high school that used to make, he got into, I think it was our chemistry class, but he stole every single test, including the finals, and he printed out cheat sheets for everybody, and he sold them for $10 a piece.
That kid's
for every test, and they were like this big, and you could tape them to the back of your calculator, and they were perfect. And God bless him, he ended up getting caught, like, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of the way through the school year, didn't rat a single person out.
That's awesome.
He took the fall for the whole thing, because, like,
hope
as
that
soon
guy's
as he
in
got
prison
caught,
forever.
it spread.
Who, that kid?
Yeah.
It
Why?
spread around the school in like a second. As soon as he
I hope
got
he's in
caught.
prison, dude.
Why?
He's helping fucking push out more retards through our school that are now
Dude,
going to clog up our fake colleges.
Look at me. You never cheated on a test?
I did it the man way, looking over shoulders.
It's the same thing, though, you
Is it?
idiot. Yeah.
Is it?
It is.
Yeah.
No, because I had to do it with my own fucking sweat and hard work like a real American.
No, it was probably more like the scene from Spies Like Us where Chevy Chase. Have you ever seen that? Chevy Chase where he has like the cast and the eye patch, and he like pulls the eye patch out, and he's got answers there.
That's pretty smart.
It's
He worked
amazing.
for the
It's a
government.
great scene.
I didn't really cheat. I just failed. I'm like, I don't know the answer to this question. I'd actually just tell the teacher, I don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah, I waited till college to do
Yeah,
that.
I just
I was like
college is where I cheated a lot.
Oh, I was
actually.
like Jack Burton, dude. I just stared failure right in the eye and said, I can take it.
Give me your
Give me your
best.
best shot.
Yeah, I was
failure.
like, fine, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm terrible
No
at chemistry.
way, dude.
I've moved on.
If
from
you
it.
cheat, do it the man way. Like, get like a fucking one of those dentist things where they can see your deep molars and shit. You know, little mirrors on a stick and stuff. Like, be creative, man. Don't just tape the
No,
test
hang
to your
on. That's
calculator.
essentially the same thing. I mean,
No, it's not. You have to do it with your own
See,
American workforce
doing mirrors
values.
is stupid.
No, it's smart, and
No,
that's a
it's stupid.
skill that can actually pan out in real life sometimes.
Yeah, well, not
my
all of us are going
God.
to end up being Batman.
Yeah,
so.
if you want to be like,
It's not
Edward
how that
Snowden or something, where you have to like sneak
Maybe
around
Guy's
all
a
the
celeb.
time.
Guy's viral, dude.
You're a jackass.
He'd bring some big traffic to our YouTube channel. Guy's viral.
I cheated all the time.
You're
I'm
going to
not
get hunted
afraid
down
of
by
it.
Anonymous.
Putin loves you.
Yeah.
Hell.
Who wouldn't?
Oh
Me
man.
and Putin we embrace the values that make a man a
Speaking
man.
of high school, tell me about this kid. That what did he do? He like posted the picture of himself, the hashtag kid or whatever.
I read a story this week that it's like a new thing going around with high school kids where they're breaking up with their high school girlfriends via Instagram.
Awesome.
Where like they take a picture of like them and their girlfriend, right? And then they have it to where it's just them and it's like hashtag it's over.
It's over.
It's over.
So like the girl gets a message on
Done with
Instagram
this
like
one.
your boyfriend's tagged you and it's like hashtag we're over and she's like "Ah!" just starts crying and the kid's like already plowing her friend next door. You know what I
Oh
mean?
man.
Wow.
I don't
can't-
know, but I think that's an awesome thing that's gonna
It's-
sweep.
You think
everyone.
so?
I like
Yeah.
that. I like that better than it's a better breakup than the phone call.
Well, that's what they're saying. It's
Yeah.
the modern version of like the text breakup.
I don't even think
I've,
that's
broken-
it.
I've done that before. I've broken up over text
No
before.
way.
I don't even
I
think
have-
that's. I think that's the modern version of just the personal breakup. Like in
The
person.
couple times I've ever had to break up, dude, I had to pull like Inception level ruses, man, to like
Oh, yeah.
try to trick the girls into breaking up with me. So then
Well, yeah, I've done that
they,
too.
it was like, oh, your choice, your choice.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, I think I made a mistake. Too late.
That
I'm
was
out.
usually how I broke. That was usually how I broke up. I'm like, okay, I'm going to dedicate myself to this 2-hour phone conversation of, I'm just no good. You know?
I'm just
Yes.
so good.
I'm just no good for you, babe.
just no good for you.
Well,
I was born on the road. That's where I'll die.
I was dating a girl one time, and it was like one of those relationships where like, you just don't really care about it that much, you know. And it was, it's a terrible reason to break up with somebody, but like I was supposed to hang out with her this night, and then all my buddies were like, "Dude, you gotta come! Like we're gonna go to this bar or whatever." And I was like, "Fuck, that sounds awesome," but I don't want to bring her. And well, she texted me. She's like, "You almost ready to meet up?" And I was like, "That's the thing. We probably." And I was like, "We probably shouldn't see each other anymore." and then just wait. And she's like, "You motherfucker!" And then it's like, "You motherfucker!" You know?
But wait,
like,
and then at like 3 a.m, you're like, "Shit, hey, what's up, girl? Still want to meet up?"
I had a girl one time that I broke up with in person.
I thought you said you hit a girl. I was
No,
like, wow, this is taking.
And we only went on like 3 or 4 dates, and she was just what do they call it, a stage 5 clinger or whatever.
Yeah.
She just wouldn't let it go, and I couldn't think of a good way to break up with her without her totally going crazy. So I told her I was moving to San Diego.
Nice.
This is back when I lived in Indianapolis. So she was like, "Well, when?" I was like, "Well, I got a new job, and they're sending me out there in like 3 days." She's like, "Oh, that sucks." I'm like, that doesn't happen. That's like they give you 2 weeks at least. That's how dumb she was.
Yeah, so she's dumb.
And so, but then for like the next 3 months, she kept texting me, and so I'd always be like, "San Diego's awesome, weather's great. Oh, hold on, I got to go to a new meeting. My new job's pretty strenuous." You know, like, shit like that. Meanwhile, I
What's
lived.
your new job? I'm hooking.
Yeah, but I only lived
A lot
like
of soldier boys down here.
3 blocks from the girl. Like she could have just driven by my apartment anytime and seen my car. Just dumb, just the dumbest girl I've ever dated
I think
in my
she just
life.
drove by and was like, wow, that guy had a very similar car to Nick's.
Oh, the new guy that moved in
I
drives.
bet I'd like him.
Almost, I bet he's kind of similar.
You know what? I bet Nick sold his car to the new guy.
That new guy could be her slump buster. Nick.
That's probably how he got out to San Diego.
They're probably
No, it's
so
not.
similar. I'm gonna go sit on top of him for a while. Up, down. You
Well,
know?
that's the thing. She wouldn't sit on top of anyone or anything.
Jesus Christ.
So that, I mean, God, double whammy. Talker and
Worthless.
The worst.
a worthless.
She's as worthless as everyone in the Pacers locker room right now.
Oh God, dude! Don't even get me started. Those
We did get a Twitter message from
the
a
Pacers.
listener, Brandon Fisher. First off, I want to say sorry to him and maybe his family. I don't know when he'll hear this new podcast, but he said he started the Happy Meal diet last week. So let's hope he's alive and well still. Silly. We had a contest last week. Like, do you think you could survive for like a month eating only Happy Meals every day? One Happy Meal.
And he's doing
One
it?
Happy Meal per
He
day.
said he's doing it. I hope it's just a fucking joke for the internet. But
One Happy Meal per day, right?
I could
One
do it.
per
I
day
hate
or like
it.
3 for
One-
every meal?
one per day.
Okay, cool.
But it can be any. You can get the nuggets, the burger, whatever you want.
Okay,
Mix
cool.
it up.
None of that Mighty Kids.
No
meal
Mighty
shit,
Kids
though.
meal?
That's way
That
too
was,
much.
that's what I was curious about.
You know what? You don't even get a toy. Just to
Whoa.
run it.
No, you can have the
Now,
toys.
the toys kind of suck right now, though.
You know what? It should be a toy of like the good
True.
food you wish you were eating. But
Yeah.
anyways, he sent us a tweet that I know Nick will want to get in on.
Okay.
Who wins the fight? Rick Schmitz, and of course he spelled it funny because he spelled it like how I like it. Rick Schmitz.
Clearly, he's making fun of you.
Instead of Rick Schmitz or Sean Bradley. Who wins a fist fight?
Smiths, duh.
Smiths, 100% of the time.
Only if the Monstars have stolen Sean Bradley's right hook in the basketball.
Did you ever see Sean Bradley play?
He was not.
He was
that
one
I
of
mean,
the.
I never saw him play basketball, but you could tell there was an inner rage.
I've never
Like, he was
seen
gonna
like
throw down.
so much mass be so worthless.
Oh yeah.
And,
Yeah, he
and-
wasn't very good. Smith's leg
Well,
was
I
in the
take that
paint
back.
all the time.
I was gonna say, what's his name? Richie Martin for the
Richard. Well,
or Martin for the Dolphins.
quit bullying me. Jared Lorenzen. He took up a lot of space and was pretty worthless.
Yeah.
What do they call him? The Pillsbury Throw Boy.
The Pillsbury Throw Boy.
The
Yeah,
hefty lefty.
Dude, I think Sean Bradley goes all a Christmas story on him. You know what I mean? Rick Schmitz keeps stealing his lunch.
No,
Next
no.
thing you know, he just loses it and gets him on the ground like the bully in that movie and just starts laying him
The thing
out.
is, Rick Smith would
Well,
be
the
a
UFC
bully.
Octagon
He wouldn't
style.
be
The bully
bullied.
gets beat up in Christmas Story.
I know, and Rick
by
Schmitz
Ralph.
would be the bully.
No, Rick Smith is Ralph.
No, Rick Schmitz would be the
Rick
bully.
Smith is not a
No.
bully, though. He's just a dominating
Oh, he was
force.
a bully. Those
No, he
Indiana
was not.
Pacer teams had a lot of bullying with
That
the Davises and
that
Schmitz.
Indiana Pacer team was awesome.
Dale Davis.
Dale
was
Davis,
the
Dale
and
Davis
enforcer.
was an
Anthony
enforcer.
Davis
D
too,
squared.
right?
Anthony Davis was
He
an
squared- he
enforcer.
was like
Who was
a-
the other? They had the,
Well,
the double
they had
Davises.
Antonio Davis, but
Antonio Davis,
he was
yeah.
more of an offensive
Yeah.
forward than he was a defensive guy.
Yeah, but they had the rough. They had the big rough guys, and Rick Schmitz, he was the ringleader, man, sending him out to
No,
do
he
his
wasn't.
fucking dirty work.
He was the. He
Without
was
the Davises, I bet Rick Schmitz gets taps to strikes within 2.5 minutes.
Rick's-
UFC regulation rules.
Rick
of course.
Smith
Are
was
you
the
kidding me?
rebounding machine. He was not the enforcer.
Like
7'6", useless.
Sean Bradley was like 7'6" of more useless. What do you have like?
Maybe on a court, but in a fist fight,
He
I'm
was-
telling you, he would have surprised
Like
me.
Roy Hibbert's like 2 steps away from
the
being
reason
Sean Bradley.
the reason Sean
That's how
Bradley got
worthless
his
he's
powers
becoming.
stolen in Space Jam was because they were thinking maybe Rick Smith could do it. Like, no, it's impossible.
Yeah.
He would never be
Yeah,
so
if
stupid.
Rick Schmitz had powers
No,
to
they were
steal
like,
the Monstars would have taken.
they're
Yeah,
like, we
that's not
can't. No, they didn't steal Smith's because they were like, we can't fit that much talent into one of
we
these
can't
balls.
we can't justify all that talent in one basketball.
They're like, Barkley and Ewing are taking up a lot of this ball. How can we fill
The producers were like, we don't have the budget for 2 magic balls, so just get Bradley.
Well, let's
That's
not
why
be coy.
Spud Webb was in there because they had to fill that
Muggsy
extra.
Bogues.
Or it was Muggsy. Sorry,
Let's not
it's
play
Spud Webb.
foolish. What Sean Bradley really was 7'6" of affirmative action in that movie.
Well-
Let's be real. He was filling a little basketball with some
then
white
what-
filling.
what was Bill
That
Murray
basketball
then?
was a cupcake, dude. It was just all black greatness with a little bit of white in the middle. That's what that was.
What about Bill Murray?
Well, I mean, he was there for comedy, but he wasn't there for sporting good.
He played at the
I mean, he played golf.
He played.
He did very
He
well.
played
did
at the
come in.
end,
He
but he
played
didn't
in.
play defense.
That's true.
Bill Murray doesn't
true.
play.
He doesn't play
defense.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, that was an affirmative action move more than anything. Like, they're just this Looney Tunes movie's racist as shit.
Oh, you're an idiot.
Not a lot of white Looney Tunes.
It's kind of impressive how we do a podcast for roughly an hour each week, and from minute 1 to like minute 59, like how dumb you get, like how much it progresses.
Impossible. There are probably people right now that think they're listening to Cosmos, and they're like, why is White Neil talking to these two fucking...
I'll tell you who's not. Sam.
Dullards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Sam's not listening to this.
Yeah.
Sam the nihilist is
Sam Price, who doesn't believe in
Doesn't
science
believe
or
in
God.
science or God.
We have the best listeners.
We
They're
do
the best
have-
listeners. But Brandon, thank you for the question, man. I'm going hard Sean Bradley, dude.
It's Smith's.
I gotta
okay.
say-
Him and the
Smith's the whole
Monstar
way.
powers. Knock him out. Without the Davises,
Plus-
Schmitz...
Plus,
Remember how
Smith's
stupid
is-
the Monstar who stole Sean Bradley's powers was?
Yes, and if you listen to this podcast, you would know that retarded people have superhuman
But
strength.
also Smith's is
Only when
Them
they're
and the
angry.
old men are
Only
the
when they're
strongest
angry.
combination of fighter you can be is a stupid old retard.
wrong.
Is that offensive? Should we quit saying that
No,
on
yeah,
the
we
podcast?
probably should. But Smith's,
we'll edit it out.
Smith's is European.
So he's definitely soft as
No,
fucking baby
no.
shit.
Have you ever seen movies with Europeans, dude? It's gonna end up like Taken.
Yeah, that's
he's
what
gonna.
I was just about to say
He's gonna
Taken.
kidnap Bradley and
Yeah.
sell him into sex
You know what's
slavery.
funny?
We better hope Liam Neeson's comes to the rescue.
Yeah, the
otherwise,
Taken people were Europeans, and they stole Liam Neeson's kid. And what happened? They all got their asses whipped.
No.
Like 100 Europeans.
Liam Neeson is also European.
Yeah.
Just sort of-
Yeah, I bet Dirk Nowitzki's real good at throwing bows too. Shit, come on, guys. European basketball players might as well be women athletes.
I think, hey,
God.
by the way, I think this week proved, just because they're women
yeah.
athletes.
Griffey is dumb
First
and
off,
offensive.
let's not fucking lump me and Nick into the athletic turd, so to speak. We're just kind of two normal guys stepping into an athletic world, and we just happen to,
Speak for
float.
yourself, asshole. I'm world class.
Oh yeah.
I'm probably the best athlete I know.
There you go.
I mean, he does a podcast with me every week. I just don't know how he can even say these things on air. It's almost getting to the point of just like pure cartoonishness.
Oh, whatever.
I mean, I didn't know we were doing these surreal comedy written episodes.
Oh, you guys.
Whatever. All right. I've
Who
been.
barreled up a ball, Dandino? Who did it?
No, not you.
Just saying.
Nobody
Just
did.
saying.
Nobody did.
I hit 2 into the regulation field of play. That's better than Nick did.
Oh my
0.
god. You know you've hit rock bottom when you're just bragging about hitting fair balls. Oh, dude, I hit 2 fair balls the other day. Like,
First off, let me also say there's not anything that I ever do that is
It's like-
even a mild accomplishment.
we
won't
were
throw in
making
some
fun of that
things.
earlier when we were watching that baseball game. The announcer was like, "He hits a lot of balls into the field of play." Like, congratulations, dude.
I mean,
Congratulations.
that's fine if you and that announcer, if you're trying to compare me to a big leaguer, like that's great.
No, I'm not.
Well, me and that guy
I'm
both
just
hit a
saying.
lot of
I'm
balls
not.
into regulation.
I'm just saying. Just shut up.
Dandino was there. He knows.
Dandino was there. He was holding the
And that
camera.
wasn't even like special
that
effects.
contains
That was real.
the hard evidence that shows that you just failed, and you just need to admit it.
Nick is just trying so hard to blanket himself in these lies.
Blanket. It's
Start
warm under
calling
here.
you Obama Fox Network. That's what I'm going to change your name to. Just a never-ending fucking whirlpool of lies and manipulations. Manipulations, bro.
Whatever. Let's get to it. We got a new segment
Big
today.
segment.
I'm excited.
Big segment. We don't have a lot of segments yet.
It's
We're
a new.
developing
This
segments.
is a new game that Griffey kind of invented in
welcome,
a
America.
lapse of stupidity. When it's stupid, I guess what I should say when his stupidity just like lapsed for a minute, and he had a really good conscious thought.
My stupidity lapses for 60 minutes a week. It's called the Nick Hall Comedy Pod. Listen to it.
All right, explain the game before we delve in here, Griffey.
All right.
Dive in, I guess I should
So
say.
we
delve
came
in.
up with the game, and Alex Dandino will be our host and judge, and he helped us come up with some questions. But the game is called News Headline from Florida, or Florida headline. We'll call it Florida headline or movie synopsis.
There we go.
And so Dandino will read me and Nick questions, right? And
Movie Logline.
Movie Logline,
Yeah.
So like the short sentence that describes an entire film. So me and Nick will hear these short descriptions, and we will have to figure out if this is a real thing that happened in the saddest place on earth, Florida. USA.
Hell's waiting room.
Yeah, exactly. Or if this is some just like ridiculous movie that someone's pitching around Hollywood.
Sure.
Okay.
Now, all of these log lines, only one of them is a movie that's been made. The other ones are movies that have been pitched or
that are in production. Or
that are in production.
Script shadow, right?
Script shadows, where I got a lot of these log lines, or they are headlines from the great state of Florida.
All right.
So, all right. Oh, and
wait, how are we doing this? You want to go individual?
I think you should name them, and then we both say which one we think it is,
that works.
and then we'll just rack up points.
And all of them are, just to make it more entertaining, all of them are written in a way that seems movie log.
Sure.
Oh, so you're trying to cloud the
Yeah, I
view.
think
Yeah, you got to. I mean,
Muddy the water.
otherwise it's so easy to figure out because, you know.
Theme song. Florida headline, a movie log line. Florida headline, movie log line.
It's actually not terrible for
Pretty good.
That's
I
not
like
bad.
that. All right.
I think you'd be surprised though if Florida, like, there's nothing they could be like. 3 little people live under a tree, go throw a ring in a mountain. I'd be like, Florida.
Oh, I got one of those.
Obviously.
So
All right, let's play the game.
All right, so number 1.
Sure.
A woman accused of shooting a pregnant woman doesn't qualify for a public defender until one comes along.
Okay. That's easy. That's easy. I got it.
Until one comes along and
That's
saves
a movie.
this summer.
I think that's a movie.
So you're saying it's a movie?
'Cause I can hear that. Until one, and in walks McConaughey, Lincoln Lawyer 2. We're back.
Fair enough.
I'm saying Florida headline.
Okay. Nick, you are right. It is a Florida headline.
Yes. Nick wins 1-0.
It was a
What happened? How did she not qualify?
apparently, I don't know how that's possible. She don't qualify for a public defender.
Until one comes along.
They're like, you know what? In your case, we're going to throw that thing. The
literally.
Constitution
Okay,
out.
so I think the woman was held on $1 million bail. I think, but they said you don't qualify for a public defender, but we're going to give you one
The
anyways.
public defender she's going to get is going to be the guy from My Cousin Vinny that's like, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. It's like,
All right.
It's just some Fox News anchor. Oh, I got this.
All right. It's the next
Freedom.
one.
Okay.
A teenager obsessed with the irresistible booty lands in hot water when he can't resist temptation any longer and grabs said booty.
Florida headline. All
that's
day.
a movie.
That's a Florida headline.
Florida headline. But see, this is the
Literally,
great part of the game.
this kid got arrested for grabbing some chick's ass.
Oh, that's
I mean,
weak.
we've all been there. But this is the thing, right?
Have
you
we?
notice that Florida headline already 2 for 2. I know. Right? Like if you think it's fake, you're wrong. That's
I
where this
feel
game's going.
like we should almost just stop this game and go start writing fucking scripts to these headlines.
All right,
You know there's some guy who lives in his mom's basement, just like really long fingernails that click on the keyboard, and he's like, this place is a gold mine. And he's just pumping out like a screenplay every 2 weeks.
All right, this one might trip you guys up. I'm not sure yet, but I can't wait to hear the response. A woman is shot to death in her kitchen by her oven.
By her oven?
Oven, like literally a
Florida headline for sure.
Movie.
Florida headline.
Damn!
This woman literally left bullets in her oven and opened it, and she turned it
She
on.
left bullets in her oven?
She had like a round of bullets in her oven, and the police found her riddled with bullets, and it's because she turned on her oven, and it blew the shot.
Well, just like, who thinks like that's
Who thinks
a good
like
place?
it's a great place to store bullets?
Hey, Barb, where'd you put them bullets? In the oven, Harold. Where they go?
I don't even own a gun, let alone miniguns that would necessitate a rack.
If you bought me a gun rack, I'm going to be very disappointed.
I mean, just like, don't you just have like, I mean, people like that, they always have like a dead body barn, right?
It's
like
like- well,
they've got a barn where they can leave
Like
bullets.
that, the only thing, like she gets home from a long day of shopping, her husband's on the couch. Did you get them bullets? Yeah, and I'm gonna go put them in the oven where they belong. All right, then. While you're in there, make me some fucking grits.
Yeah, she's just like, well, I bought 3 TV dinners and these bullets. Like, I'm just gonna fucking handle it. Oven.
Where should we put these bullets?
That's ridiculous.
I don't know. The oven? Where else?
I honestly was looking through these headlines. I'm like, I'm just so depressed for humanity on every level.
My mom and
You found
relatives.
some good ones
No,
so
my
far. I
mom
love
and
this.
relatives willingly choose to live in Florida.
Oh, it's just sad.
Gross.
All right, here's the next one. A woman with a terrible past decides to settle down with a man who lives in nature, only to find herself struggling to survive and community turned against her.
That's a movie.
That's a movie, right?
It's a movie.
That's like
All
Edward
right.
Scissorhands. It's Edward Scissorhands meets Into the Wild, pure Eddie Vedder soundtrack, easy. I've already seen that movie 50 times.
It's the new one, Edward Hedge Trimmer Hands.
Yeah.
It's like they're remaking
Safer.
everything.
It's just safer and kinder.
All right.
Edward Scissorhands with safeties.
Didn't you just want to see Edward Scissorhands
With
just mutilate one person?
Edward Scissorhands.
I thought
with
it was going to turn
child.
into a murder flick, but yeah, I was really
Wasn't that the
disappointed.
flaw of the movie? Because, like, essentially they ripped off Frankenstein. And it's like, Frankenstein was only cool when he, like, kind of threw the girl in the lake and killed the little kid. Like, Scissorhand, he needed to mutilate someone. Like, even if they, like, remade it today, you know, they'd make it about that North Hollywood rapper and Scissorhands, like, accidentally cuts his dick off. The guy jumps head first off a balcony.
Absolutely.
Just something. Spice it up, man. Throw murder in
How does that
movie.
happen? Like, Scissorhands is out trimming the bushes, and the rapper just comes
He's
naked,
like-
and he stands by the bushes, like, doing a good job, Edward. And
No,
Edward's
he's just like,
what? Oh shit!
He's like, man, I got to pick my rap game up. He's like, make the hair that goes from my navel to the top of my shaft, make it look like a dollar sign. He's just like so sad.
there goes my dick.
Yeah, my dick.
There goes my dick.
All
Wait,
right.
what did we say? We both got that right?
Yeah, you both got that one right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Tight game.
So here's the next one.
All right.
After years of living in the closet for the sake of his family, a Florida man reconsiders his position, decades standing, when his oldest son comes out.
It's a movie.
That's a news headline.
That's a movie.
Oh man, I wanted it to be a news headline. So.
Is that the sequel to Top Gun, gayest film ever in cinema history?
No, it's not.
What's his name? Iceman comes home and his pa's like, I ain't leaving this here closet until you tell me the truth. Iceman's like, fine, I plowed goose. You happy?
You happy? Come on, just come out of the closet, Dad. No, make me another grilled cheese.
All
All right, I'm going to read one that is more of a scene from a movie than it is like a headline, but or a log line or whatever.
Didn't
but
you just tell us exactly what it is?
No.
Or
right,
did he?
It's more of a
Oh,
scene
he's
from a
tricking us
movie. It's more of a...
It's written like a scene.
It's
I
hard,
gotcha.
it's hard to explain, but I just had to put it in here because it's ridiculous. A man breaks into a barn and rapes several mini horses.
That's Florida. That's a Florida headline, no doubt in my mind.
Florida.
Yeah,
That's a Florida headline. Yeah.
that's actually not that shocking out of Florida.
Yeah, like honestly,
Yeah.
it's the most tame of the ones I have on
As
here,
soon
to be
as you
honest.
hear like sex with animal, I'm
Like,
like, well, that's
I feel
essentially
like
Florida.
cops in Florida sit around and be like, we ain't had nobody rape mini horses in a while. Yeah, it has been about 4 days.
And then the cops run to a nearby barn and just start
Oh,
readying
caught you.
themselves.
Knew it.
You know what? I'll do it, and we'll just frame it on Jeb.
Officer,
Next
not
week.
my sheep.
God damn it, Jasper. You knew it. Good call. Good call, brother.
Let's go.
All right, then.
Love that one.
All right.
I mean, I feel bad for the animals.
Well,
You know what's really sad is a lot of the
People
ones
should just
a lot of
stick
the
to raping
headlines I
other
found were
humans.
mostly just either murders or shootings.
that's Florida.
Like, and that's pretty much Florida. It seems.
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
like,
what else are you gonna do
just
down there?
just guns in Disney World. That's pretty much
It's
it.
like shitty spring break,
I've got
Disney
one.
World, murder rape.
I've got one like guy kills a hooded teen and then starts painting plagiarized pictures.
Oh yeah,
I saw that. It was called The Majestic with Jim Carrey. Great flick.
great flick. Wow.
Wow.
Heavily
Boy,
underrated.
did that kid have it coming.
Is this starring Shia LaBeouf?
I bet Shia LaBeouf's already written that, and he's taking around like, I had a genius idea. Totally mine.
Yeah,
becomes a
the beef,
great-
this is not the movie.
This becomes a great painter.
Oh god.
All right, so we playing first to 5 because I'm knocking on the
No,
door.
let's just finish the list out.
All right, let's finish the list. Go,
All right.
Dandino.
God, you just try to make up rules to help yourself win all the time. It's like I'm playing with my fucking 6-year-old self.
Police find themselves looking for a suspect in a shooting of a man with no one else to accuse, other than the man's dog.
That's a Florida headline.
That's a movie.
That's a Florida headline.
Florida headline.
So we've had an oven shoot somebody and
Yeah,
a dog.
and a dog shot somebody.
God, I love that.
You know what else too
God, I
is
love
the
that.
gun is a like stump nose repeater. Like it's a little gun. So the dog literally had to do one of these to shoot the guy. Like, or just
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to see that movie where
Well, I mean, with all these people raping animals.
the guy walks into his house and his dog's just standing there holding a gun up, and the guy's like, "Come on, Fido."
You know how that movie actually starts? The guy comes home from a hard day at work, sets his lunch pail down, walks upstairs. The dog's just lapping at his wife's area like a water bowl. And he's like, damn it, ball, you're going to the pound.
That
and
is
later that night, the dog hatches a murderous plot. That'd actually be a great movie.
That's actually...
Come on, Fido, put the gun down.
It's actually an episode of Nip Tuck, I think.
Yeah, right?
That happens in an
And
episode
then
of
the
Nip Tuck.
man's yelling at his
The
dog
chick
like...
puts peanut butter on her...
Pussy.
Not her puss, but her tits, too.
Or
God,
tit
kids
house.
listen to this. Stop.
Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up, Richard.
But no, I'm saying, like, here's the line, right? Like, the guy's held at gunpoint by the dog, and he's like, ah! He's like, you're supposed to be man's best friend. He's like, I'm your wife's best friend. He just blows the guy
No,
away.
the guy's like, come on, let's just go play with your ball. And dog's like, I'm tired of playing with that fucking ball.
I'll be playing with your wife's balls.
You go fetch the ball, you old fuck.
My wife doesn't have balls. And then the movie takes a twist. It becomes the crying game.
The wife's in the corner packing up the bags. He's like, put it in the car. I'll get rid of the old man.
And roll my window down, damn it.
All right. A man has a sexual awakening after years spent without his friend's guidance.
His friend's guidance?
That's a movie.
Florida headline.
It's a movie. It's a 40-year-old virgin.
Boom!
Without his friend's guidance?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with the movie?
His friends are the ones who take him out. Like, those
That's
guys are the ones
true.
who take him out. And
He has a sexual awakening without his friend's guidance?
A man has a sexual... After years spent without his friend's guidance. He doesn't have friends.
That's why I didn't get laid in that movie? That's a fucking bullshit synopsis. I want to see the
Sorry,
official
man.
website for the film where that synopsis was posted.
Oh, that's not the synopsis. I just made that one up.
Oh, no wonder it's terrible. Gross.
I'm winning now, aren't I?
No, we're tied, actually.
Ah, shit.
All right, this one...
That's gross.
This one
That's
might,
gross
This one might be
synopsis.
difficult.
Is this the last one?
Yeah, let's do this one.
No, we don't have to do it the last one.
I think I'm at... I think I have two more.
Okay, well, let's do them both.
I think we're tied right now.
All right.
A single dad without a clue how to raise his 2-month-old son finds his way to the only place he knows where to find women. A strip club.
Florida headline.
Florida headline.
Florida
No,
headline.
As soon as they said it, a man doesn't know how to raise a kid. I'm like, yeah, it's Florida. Fuck
Actually,
it. A movie would never
I
write
mean,
that.
you could just say parents in Florida.
I left the part out where he left the kid at the strip club. Sorry.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That actually, yeah. Sorry
He
for
just brings the kid home to
That's
his
another
life.
one of those-
Why is that baby covered in ones and glitter?
It's another one of those instances where like those kids in like high school get banged by their hot teacher and they're like, oh, my teacher fucked me. Like, my dad left me at a strip club. Like, congratulations, that's fucking awesome, dude. Stop
Yeah.
whining.
God, you know how much time I spent trying to get teachers to accidentally sit on my lap? You know what I mean? Like,
I had a gym teacher that was a Colts cheerleader. Like, I would have killed to have sex with her. And
Oh yeah.
you know,
I would have killed someone Florida person style. Just to fucking dude, I had classes where I just said I'm half a teacher. Oh, I'm just like, God, how can I trip this lady into falling onto my now tighter jeans? Like, God, I gotta figure a plan.
What am I going to do?
I gotta make this happen.
that was a good intro. A good.
Half a teacher.
That's essentially the whole rip.
It is. It's true.
Whatever, man.
So,
All right, it comes down to this. The last one. We're all tied up.
Okay.
all right. Detectives track down a woman who shot an expectant mother after a verbal altercation over Facebook.
That has to be a Florida headline. There's no way it's not.
I guess I'm gonna go for the win. I'm not gonna go for the tie, so I'm gonna say it's a movie.
It's a Florida headline.
Damn it! I wouldn't. Like that kind of stuff kind of happens. It could be a movie. Are you sure that's not a movie?
I'm sure it is.
Are you sure that you won?
I won.
I don't know why I let him
exactly
keep.
Won.
We already went over that you can't do math. I don't know why I let you keep score.
I won by listeners. Go back and replay. We'll put a tally up. Ding.
Yeah.
We'll put a tally up on everyone.
I do have one more, but I think it's a little too obvious.
No, let's do it.
Just read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
A homeless musician rises above the despair of living in the streets of Chicago ghetto to become a jazz band leader and the first man of color to own a luxury hotel in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands.
Movie.
It's a movie.
That's the soloist.
He said.
I thought it was the soloist.
He
but
said Florida headline,
that was.
so we tied.
That's an unofficial question. No, it's not. Griffey claiming victory over Nick the second time this week. Once with the brain, once with the guns.
Second time. What was the other time?
Why didn't you just say
Our batting
brawn?
challenge against the Broads.
Oh, you think you won that?
When I barreled up 2 balls. And
I
you barreled
think
up
you're going to
9.
have to check the footage for that one.
I know that I hit 2 into fair play and Nick hit 0.
Who's editing the video?
That's
I
true.
am,
Well, I'm coming out of
motherfucker.
editing retirement for one vid and one vid only.
I already deleted all
I'm
the.
gonna need some VFX to make my
I already
pants all
deleted
bulgy
all
and stuff.
any footage that would corroborate your story. I already deleted it.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did. Howard.
Oh.
You gotta get all Game of Thrones to make yourself look better than me. I get it. We
All
still
right.
got time. What
We got a little bit of time, real quick here. We talked about it a little bit before we actually started recording. I kind of wanted to see what your answers are. We're all movie guys, as you know. So what I want to know is your favorite horror movie death, like your favorite kill scene in a horror movie.
There is a shitload of good.
Because we were talking about horror movies before the podcast, and somebody mentioned that it would be cool to know that. So we're gonna do it before we close this. Mother out! Your dog's just over there, just chomping on food. By the way,
Yeah,
just
Lolo
ruining
huggy.
our podcast. All right, Griffey, you go first.
God, it's so fucking hard, man. Like, because that's, okay, here's the thing, right? Like, are we going for, like, funny, silly deaths or gruesome deaths?
Death.
Whatever your favorite one is.
The death.
Because, like, when I was a kid, right, the image of, it was the end of Hellraiser, right?
Right.
Where the guy who escapes the cube and comes back, right, is the, like, dead body, essentially. And his, like, former lover has to feed him the corpses of, like, recently murdered. He comes back and he thinks he's escapes, and he goes into the kitchen. There's just chains with, like, meat all over him.
Right.
And Pinhead's there, and he's like, I will tear your soul apart. And the hooks start grabbing him by, like, the face and, like, the junk and pulling him every which way. You know what I mean? Just really ripping him open.
Right.
And you're like, holy shit. Like, that was one of the first times as a kid, I'm like, now that is what horror movies are supposed to be like, right?
That was the first time as a kid I was like, oh my god, I pissed myself.
Yeah, jeez. I mean, that movie is fucking brutal and intense.
Gross.
It's one of my top 5 favorite horror movies ever, Hellraiser. It's unbelievably good. But that death, you know what I mean? I was like, it's just so fucking intense. And then at the end, she comes in and he's just hung there like Jesus almost, just all fucking stretched out like a stripper's you-know-what. Just ripped apart by chains and
Strippers,
hooks.
you know what? You sound like my grandmother on this podcast. It was writing her, you know what?
Well, we have children who listen, I've heard, so
For real?
I'm cleaning my act up. Well, I don't know, the 13-year-olds that yell at us on Twitter,
who
maybe.
cares?
First off, 13-year-olds are not children, especially nowadays. So
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that shit.
Those
If they're
kids
on-
are sticking tampons with vodka up their
yeah,
buttholes.
if they're on Twitter, then they are not children.
I might have to try that on my other podcast, Booze Buddies, man. A little butt chug action.
I don't think you should.
Yeah,
I
don't
think you should.
don't lay claim to that.
Yeah.
But no, like there's other good ones. Like there's like weird ones that I just always thought were so cool, like how they do that. Like in Day of the Dead, when the zombie's walking towards the helicopter, and it's just some extra they paid, and he actually got close enough to helicopter blades where they apparently had like a string with a hook, and like as he comes close, the helicopter's supposed to like cut the top of his head off.
Right.
And you're just like, that's terrifying
Yeah.
and ridiculous.
All right. I got mine.
I actually
We're gonna
thought of my actual best one ever. I'll go at the end.
All right. So when I grew up, my brother used to make me watch all the Nightmare on Elm Streets and all of the Friday the 13th. And they used to scare the shit out of me. But I really love the Jason movies. And you
Right.
go, my favorite death ever is in the Jason Takes Manhattan, when he's on top of the building with
the boxer?
Because like all of Jason's deaths, like up to that point, he's like just cutting people up or like stabbing kids through the bed and shit like that.
Right.
And then he gets on top of the building with this dude, and then he just lets the dude punch himself out. And the guy's like, I'm just gonna beat Jason. Jason's just doing this.
Yeah, well, it's
And
almost like the South Park with Bad Times. Like,
And finally, the dude like wears out, and Jason just kind of looks at him, and just goes boom, and knocks him off the building. And you're like, that's pretty badass.
no, what happened? He punches the guy's head off.
Yeah.
And the head rolls down a gutter.
That's it, yeah.
Into a dumpster, and the kid's like, ah! And I'm like, he just has a really clean cut on the neck where he puts
so
the guy's
great.
head off. That's a great horror movie.
But the dude punches him like probably 30 times, and Jason's just like, are you done?
Yeah.
It's
On
like-
the end, I'm an undead zombie. Hey. What do you got?
That's my favorite one.
I think my favorite one, and this is gonna, well, whatever. You guys seen Suspiria, right?
Yeah. great
Okay.
movie.
My favorite death is at the
Dario Argento, man. Educate yourself.
It's
Check
at
it
the
out.
very beginning of the movie, actually. And it's just because it's so, like, it's not really particularly inventive or anything, but it's so brutal. But it's like, so this girl is, for those of you who've not seen the movie, obviously, I'm not going to ruin it, but this girl's running from some unknown force, essentially. And the house is basically the house that all these girls are living in is basically like following her. But the thing that kills her is
Naked.
she like falls through a skylight
Stained glass window skylight.
Stained glass window skylight, and she is brutally hung by like barbed wire.
Ugh. Yeah. Oh, that would suck.
And like the shot though is just and you see her face and just the barbed wire just.
That's got to be just one of the worst ways
like it's
to
not
die.
Particularly.
You're like that with that answer, man. You're such like a brooding like.
I know it's really
Cobain art kid.
It's super
so cool.
Well, it is. It's super hipstery, and I'm aware of that.
It's like hey, remember when I was at film school and you weren't? Like
I know.
It's cool though.
It's super film school.
I actually thought of another one. The two actual best deaths in horror movie. First off, the horror movie is called The Greenskeeper, and it's a story. It essentially starts with like a disgruntled greenskeeper who ends up dying tragically in like a landscaping accident, if I remember correct. And the villain comes back, it's just like a fucking work suit, like Michael Myers, but like with a beekeeper mask, if I remember correctly. And it's played by John Rocker, racist baseball pitcher from the Atlanta Braves.
God, that's badass.
That is badass.
He's killing people around a country club golf course. But the best death, he like knocks this guy out, the guy's on the ground, and John Rocker pulls from his pocket a sprinkler and stabs it in the guy's heart and goes... and it starts spraying his blood out everywhere.
Have you ever seen Ginger Dead Man?
Oh,
It's the gingerbread man voiced by Gary Busey, and he's like, "I'll fucking kill you." That's how he's talking. And it's like a little gingerbread man shooting people with a gun and stuff. It's one of my favorite movies I've ever seen in my life. That and Thanksgiving Day.
Okay, I was just about to say
their
Thanksgiving.
Their log line was "Gobble gobble, motherfuckers."
Right.
I was gonna say the death of the girl when the turkey is fucking her.
Oh yeah.
And like the line, the one liner, "You just got stuffed, bitch," and then he just fucking kills her. I'm like, this movie's genius.
There's a line in the Ginger Dead Man where like Gary Busey, where the gingerbread man's like crawling around and he's trying to get through this restaurant, and a rat comes up to him and he goes, "Get out of here, you rat fuck!" And kills her. It's so ridiculous. And what was the one? Was it called Rubber with the tire?
Oh,
that's
the tire
killing everybody. Like you got these movies are just amazing.
Well, did you ever see what is it? Tooth with the like carnivorous vagina.
I never did see that, but I've seen the box and the trailer for it. Yeah,
rough, scary.
That movie, I probably got through 15 minutes and I'm like, I don't think I can do this. Because and it was like right after I got engaged.
I totally forgot.
I watched it again right after I got engaged. I'm like, I'm not watching this movie because my wife squad them all, and I'm like, this is a bad thing to watch. Right?
Oh yeah. All right.
There's so many good ones though. It's actually like it would be cool just to see like a compilation of like the 100 best horror movies.
I'm sure it's probably on YouTube. Somebody's probably cut that. There's
like
everything.
Even like shitty horror movies. Like remember Last House on the Left, which is a really cool idea for a movie, but it sucks.
The original one's fucking gruesome.
Well, no, there's the mom who like she's like, hey, come here, little like evil guy who raped and murdered my daughter, and she brings me out of the lake, bites his junk off. At the end of the movie, they roll him head first into a microwave and blow his head up, and you're like, fuck.
I love all the deaths in Tucker and Dale versus Evil, too, where like the kids are like trying to, the one kid just jumps head first into the wood chipper, and he's like, all the kids are running around my property killing themselves.
It's my property.
The one death that makes me, it's sad, but it makes me laugh is in The Fly, the Cronenberg one, where he like finally like,
Jeff Goldblum has his little claw and puts the gun to I love how the girl like cries like no, and I'm like, what? Like he's gonna come back to person?
Yeah, it's like
you're
come
gonna
on,
like sit up and down on him a bunch.
Yeah.
Like get real, dude.
Yeah,
You're
even if he
banging that
became
guy
a person again, I'd be like, we're done.
I'd be like, you're kind of disgusting. Like
That's
I remember
real
when you were
gross.
throwing up on people and melting their arms off. Like you're out. Like that guy is the worst. Like let's be.
All right, guys, we got to wrap this up. Big thanks to Mr. Alex Dandino for stopping by. Alex,
thanks for having me,
what's
guys.
the name of your comic book you got out right now?
Right now, we printed second issue of Youth, and then Stockings is our webcomic. We do stockingcomic.com.
Stockingcomic.com?
Where can people get you? Stalking Comic?
Stockingscomic.com.
Stalkingscomic.com. That's a weekly one page on Wednesdays. I read it. It's great.
Yep, Wednesdays.
Where can they buy Youth? People, you need to buy Youth and help out.
It's really good.
Youth you can buy online at our website, which is our youthcomicbook.blogspot.com.
And then you've got it here in stores in LA too.
And then we've got it over at House of Secrets. Actually, our friend Luke Casey bought it today. He sent me a picture. He's like, I told him all about you guys. I'm like, they already know us.
The least he could do
They're selling my comic book.
That's the least he could do after dropping tons of metal on your toe the other day.
That's true. But yeah, so
check them out.
Find the comics, read them, buy them. They're great.
And you're gonna get to see what his directing skills are like here pretty soon with the 2 Ken episodes coming out. So big thanks for that.
You're pretty lucky, man. Just getting handed the keys to 2 world-class Lamborghini actors like me and
I didn't say I wasn't lucky.
Yeah,
luckiest guy in the world right here.
Is like we are pretty much Oscar worthy.
I mean, we're the Liam Neesons and Bruce Willis of acting. We're like young actors.
Is that the new nickname?
I mean, if you're cool and you know what show that's from, this guy obviously too busy writing his funny books over here.
Funny stuff.
That's what I do.
All right.
Look out for Archie 3, written by Alex Danton.
Archie's gonna die, man. No more Archie 3.
All right, I'm gonna stick my nipples out and wish these kids a happy day. And we'll see you next week, you little shits.
Adios.
Bye. Love you.
Bye, guys.
I won the video, by the way. I won on the video. The kids are gonna see my swing.
Will they?
They will.
I've got the reins. I'm at the helm.